welcome back to What's New at Greenbelt Cinema. I'm back with Caitlin, and she's going to tell us what we can expect to see at the cinema for the next couple weeks. So hey Caitlin, what's new?
Hey Sheila. So it's, new year, new you, new movies. This week we have The Last Showgirl, which is Gia Coppola's film with Pamela Anderson. It's really good. It's really, Dave Bautista plays a main role, which I have only ever seen him in Marvel movies or whatever, but he does a really good job, like in a dramatic role. So that was a revelation. And Kiernan Shipka from
Mad Men and Sabrina. And,
exactly.
Oh, I love her too.
She's in it, and it's really well done, and it feels like people have been saying it's the role that she was sort of born to play, Pamela Anderson. Like you have to know her through her Tommy Lee Baywatch years to appreciate where she is in this movie. So it's definitely worth checking out.
That's amazing. I love that everybody's finally starting to pivot and recognize her as this great, not only cultural figure, but also as a incredibly, profound actress who's very talented.
Yes.
I feel like with her and, Demi Moore at the Golden Globes, we're starting to see a lot of quote unquote low culture, celebrities starting to be recognized for their actually prolific work.
Yeah, I felt the same way. She was at TIFF when I saw it, and it was just so nice to hear her speak about her trajectory and to just see people embrace her, like you say, take her seriously, not just assume that she's some bimbo, who ran around in a swimsuit.
Right.
So that's good. And then we're opening Sing Sing, which is the Coleman Domingo film about incarcerated men performing theater. So that one is getting a lot of buzz for him for the Oscars. So people should definitely check that one out.
I hear he's amazing in it.
Yes. It's very affecting, a real sort of gut punch of a role.
Yeah. And he's so talented. I'd love to see him win something.
Yeah, I feel like it would be definitely well-deserved, but we'll see. That's not up to us. We don't vote in the Academy, so yeah. And the third film of the week is The Room Next Door, Pedro Almodovar's latest film, his first English language full-length film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of interest in that because, he's the first time that he's directing in English, and he's got 2 female leads. I mean, he often has female-centric stories.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's a full week, and then coming up after that, there are a few titles that we're not sure exactly which one is going to fall in place when, but we're going to be showing The Brutalist with Adrian Brody, another World War II post-Holocaust adjacent film that's getting a lot of awards buzz. All of these films are, this is the time of year. And it's longer, but it has a built-in intermission.
Really?
Yeah, and apparently it's very civilized, and it has a countdown clock and everything, so you can take a break, and you know how much time you have left, so don't be shocked by the runtime. That does account for the intermission as well, and apparently it just flies by. So, people should definitely check that one out. And then we're also looking at Presence, which is, it's a ghost story told from the perspective of the ghost.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Steven Soderbergh, so that should, be of interest and it's not horror, it's a little spooky, but in a kind of thought-provoking way.
Yeah. He's a thrilling kind of guy.
Exactly. And then The Nickel Boys, which is based on the Colson Whitehead fantastic novel, and it's got a very interesting perspective. The camera work is first person for most of the film.
Cool.
So if you read the book, it's a way to kind of deal with the reveal of who's the protagonist in a way. I don't want to give too much away, but
interesting.
Yeah, so that's apparently it takes a little getting used to because you're not getting shot reverse shot the way that you are used to. You're just sort of seeing through the eyes of this character.
I like that.
Yeah. And then we're also hopefully going to be bringing Better Man with Sebastian Stan. And then Hard Truths, Mike Leigh's new film. So lots and lots of films that are getting a lot of notice with, SAG, Golden Globes, possible Oscar noms. So this is the busy season for us.
It's exciting.
It is. It's good. It's been really good. It's been, the holiday season brought some great films, and we're hoping keep that energy rolling for the next few weeks.
Definitely.
And so we have an event. So we are participating in the nationwide At the Movies initiative, which is, the first one is National Popcorn Day. So we did this last year. So on the 19th, all popcorn is discounted. All combos are $2 off.
Whoa.
So yeah, so because we've got a busy week of films, hopefully there's something you want to see, or just stop in and pick up a combo, you know, why not?
Yes.
So that's Sunday, and then on Monday the 20th, we have story time, of course, and that falls on Martin Luther King Day. So because this is for toddlers, we're not really going to be telling MLK's life story, but we are going to be talking about friends and connections in the community and that sort of thing.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be something that working parents can attend, because often it's on a Monday and they can't, but because it's a holiday, if you have the day off, bring your little one down and
good point.
Come check us out. Yeah, and then on the 27th, we have our first Film in Focus lecture of the year, and this time it is going to be Oliver Geiken and I will be doing Ernst Lubitsch's Trouble in Paradise.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is an early sound film and really lovely. And Lubitsch is, you know, has the Lubitsch touch, and he's just so like the micro gestures and the acting and the script are really, it's a real delight. So we thought that was a nice one to kick off the new year with.
And you two will be leading the discussion for that. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people are going to learn a lot coming to that.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So be sure to, you know, pre-register.
Yes.
Seating is limited. So then we're into February, and our first cinema classic is The Color Purple. So we tried, of course, it's February, Black History Month, and not that we try to always cram Black History things into February, but we want to take the opportunity to, you know, bring some attention to some beloved films or actors, and so this one has both.
Yes.
And with the recent, we weren't able to show it last year because the new movie, the new version was coming out, and they had an embargo, but that's been lifted. So if you enjoyed the remake, you can, you know, come check out the original.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we're bringing back Cinema Pop as a series.
Yes.
And so the first one that we're going to be doing is the adaptation of the anime TV show Evangelion. I'm probably getting that wrong. But
Sounds right to me.
So that one will play on the 10th and the 15th.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I hear it's great.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not a film that I'm familiar with, but Lucy Cortez, who has been working on that along with one of our interns to program that, I trust their judgment on what the youth are interested in seeing. So
it was a great show. I'm sure the movie's fantastic.
Yeah. That's the reviews that I saw, you know, were saying that. So people should come check it out and make up their own minds. And then it's that time of year. So on the 14th, we're going to be opening Oscar Shorts. So that's where we do the live action and the documentary and the animated.
Yes.
Which are always really popular. And some extraordinary filmmaking happens in that short format. So
definitely.
Yeah.
I love a short.
Yeah, and they're bundled really nicely, so you can come and you get to see everything that's nominated in that category. And it got bumped a week because of the wildfires, so they wanted to, you know, give people some time. And you know, the Academy nominations got bumped as well, so we're falling in line with that. But yeah, it's a tradition that we show it every year, so we're very glad that it's coming back.
I love when you guys do that. I'm looking very forward to this year.
Yeah, good. Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
And then on the 16th, we're doing a special event in partnership with the Recreation Department. There's a documentary that came out this past year called Call Me Dancer, and it follows a young man in India who has grown up in relative poverty but dreams of becoming a dancer. And so he's very skilled in acrobatics, but he says, I don't want to be an acrobat, call me dancer. And so it's about his journey to getting, you know, proper training and support and that sort of thing. And he becomes a ballet dancer.
Oh.
Yeah, and so he is going to come and lead a workshop with kids through dance. And he actually, in addition to doing ballet, he more often now is doing street and hip hop. So we're going to have a workshop that's on the 16th of February at 10:30 in the morning. We'll have a workshop for kids to learn some dance with Manish. And then we'll show the film at 1:30, and Manish will join us for that, as well as the director.
Wow.
So yeah, so
that's super exciting.
It's really
that
cool.
Sounds so fun.
Yeah, we were very lucky. The director is local, and we just through some contacts, got in touch with her and said we'd like to do this. And she said, well, maybe Manish could come down from New York. It's a good time of year where he's like not in active rehearsals, and so yeah, we're really hopeful that that's going to be a cool opportunity for kids to learn from somebody who, started
I want to
out.
go.
Right? Yeah, come check it out.
Yeah, very cool.
And then on the 17th of February, we're back to story time again, and that one falls on another holiday. I think it's President's Day. So again, hopefully working parents, will get a chance to check that out. And then the 20th is our cult classic, and that is Twilight New Moon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It continues. That's so exciting.
Mm-hmm. And then another event that we're having for Black History Month on the 22nd is Piece by Piece. So that's in partnership with the Black History Month Committee and the Recreation Department. And that's the new Lego documentary about Pharrell.
Yes.
Which is so cool. I can't remember if we talked about this when I come back from TIFF. But
we talked about it so much.
Okay.
I was like, I love Pharrell. And you were just like, yeah, anyway, it's a great movie.
Yeah. Well, that's still true.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really great. And, so often the films that rise to the top around Black History Month are very important films, but can be heavy, Harriet and that kind of thing, and Till. And we thought, well, we always try to have something that's family friendly and is not just talking about the trials and tribulations, but like really celebrating Black culture. And this does an amazing job of that. So
I really can't wait to see that one.
It is good. Yes. Yeah. Representation is so important because if you see yourself on film, then you feel like you can, you don't always have to imagine your life through a different lens. So growing up reading stories that were about girls of course I've read stories where boys were the protagonists, but it was so different when you're like, oh, I feel like this really speaks to me and my experience. And I think that's what this movie does really well, is just shows the diversity of, people that Pharrell has worked with, and just the different styles of music and the different performers. And it is so there's that diversity, but then there is actual like real racial diversity as well, which I think is, just one of the things that we want to continue to, if you don't tell those stories, and kids don't see themselves in those stories, and then they don't see that as their future or a possibility for them. So it feels like a good, fun, celebratory way of making that feel very normal and not exceptional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, and then we round out the month with our next Film and Focus lecture, which we're actually still, this is, not even hot off the presses yet. We're trying to figure out who might be able to come and do a film that would be also relevant for Black History Month. So stay tuned.
Okay.
But that will be on the 24th.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys fare during all this snow?
Yeah. So, we always commit to, if we have power and if we can make it down here and we feel like it's safe, we will have a free movie.
Wonderful.
So for the recent, this started when we first started in 2015, and my kids were little, and so I felt very much of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I wasn't expecting to have them home. I need to keep them entertained. And so we would go to the library hill or the elementary school or the lake, whatever, and, sled around. But after a while, I get cold and tired, and they do too, and there's only so much sledding you can do in a day.
Yeah.
So we always do a free film at 1 o'clock because we feel like that gives people a chance to get out and do something, have lunch, and then want to,
That is a perfect time.
Yeah. The first snow day was a Monday, and we already had Viva Las Vegas booked.
Oh, cool.
So we just had to roll with that and be like, well, it's PG, so
That's
you
so
can bring
fun.
kids. Yeah. And nobody brought kids, but that's fine. But we told people, listen, we can't bump that because it was already pre-programmed, but if we get another snow day tomorrow, then we will do something else. And we got our wish, so we had a second snow day movie. And then the next day, they were still out, so we had another one. And then Thursday rolled around, and I thought, surely it's only going to be a 2-hour delay. And I was like, nope, they're still off.
Oh my God.
So at that point, I wanted to show Groundhog Day, but we just showed Pixar shorts and let those roll for 2 hours, because I was just kind of like, I mean, what I said to people on social media was like, okay, Snow Day, the sequel nobody asked for, Snow Day 4. And in other news, we sell beer and wine. And parents were appreciative of that.
They like that.
Yeah, we had a few parents just pick up a beer to make it through that final day.
That is such a good thing that you guys offer because, yeah, during those snow days, it's so, like, cabin fever.
And so many things are closed. The library's closed, the community center's closed, the youth center's closed. So, like, places that you would normally go to get out and do something,
right.
The pool is closed, you can't.
Yeah.
So that's why we said, all right, well, you know, most of us live within walking distance. So for the most part, if we can do it, and, you know, we had one where, God, we had the cutest picture of, like, all these sleds lined up, and kids that park their sleds, and then they all come trudging in. So I'm on mop duty. I'm welcoming people and just like, don't slip, you know. So, but yeah, if we get more snow, because this was kind of early. I feel like we tend to get snow in February. So if it happens, we'll let you know on Facebook, and the city usually pushes it out too. But 1 o'clock, we'll be there with something.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, that wraps up February. So there's lots to look forward to.
All right. Thanks, Caitlin.
Yeah, thanks, Sheila.
And thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll catch you next month.